Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. What a beautiful day. Big difference from yesterday. I left the dock this morning at 5:30. Surface temp is 70, 71. It's cooled down quite a bit with all that rain and wind over the weekend and yesterday. I went a little farther east today and found I told you guys yesterday that I was going to troll today, and I did. I started out trolling crankbaits, and I couldn't keep things clean long enough to get bit. Although I was in the same area as Captain Jason from Real Natural Charters, and he had 7 his first pass. So I did that. I did not get bit on the crankbait. I went up and back over these fish, and there was a pile of them there. That's the best picture I've seen all year. I went up and back over them, and halfway back, and nothing. So I slowed down and pulled everything, and I put 2 worm harnesses down, and I started getting them right away. I ended up with 7 pulling harnesses, 4 keepers, 3 shorts, and then right at the very end, I just couldn't help myself. The last half an hour of the morning, I stopped and jigged a little bit, and I hit 2 more on a shiver minnow and one on a blade. It was I didn't want to leave this morning. I don't really feel like going to work now. It's beautiful, although it's supposed to get pretty hot again today. But it's just such a beautiful day, and I left them biting. And coming in, I passed 3 boats in the general vicinity of where I was, and 2 of which I see reaching for nets. So I left them biting. I'll be right back on them in the morning. It's exciting to finally start to put something together and feel like you got a spot, and now you're really going to go work those fish over in that general area, not necessarily the exact ones. But as far as harnesses went, I was catching them on 2 separate ones. I had an orange B-hammer tackle, his regular hammer harness, the longer one that you would cast in the weeds, and I have a leader on from the bottom bouncer back, because the one that you cast is pretty short. So you want to be a little bit farther back off that bottom bouncer. And then on the other side, I had a 36-inch homemade spinner that had a Northland, not mirror image. I forget what it's called. It's a gold blade with like the face. It's got an eye on it and a gill plate and a little bit of scale pattern, and it's black and red and gold. So that was on a 36. That's a 36-inch lead on that one. I didn't put any leader on it, so it was 36 inches behind the bottom bouncer. And that particular side, I started catching fish on the orange hammer blade right away. I went through 3 different rigs on the other side before I found that Northland one that worked, and it worked when I finally got that one on, and I put a worm on it. I put it down. I got my stretch where I wanted. I just stuck it in the rod holder. I looked at the other one. I looked back, and it's going like this already. So it was awesome. It makes me kind of wish that I would have started with the harnesses, but it's much easier to keep a harness clean when you got a lot of debris in the water column, and we do. That was a pretty big wind yesterday, and it swirled around, and it's got everything. The watercolor wasn't bad at all, but it is all riled up with all those surface weeds all over the place. Didn't see any sign of mayflies this morning. Haven't in the last couple mornings. Maybe they're done. Maybe, I am seeing these fish puking up a lot of little fry size, what look, I'm assuming must be schools of perch fry, but they're little. They're like this big, inch or less. So that's my morning. I'm gonna go get to work. You should too. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Keep your tip up.